competition. Stop it, I'll throw things at you. Okay, we ran Freestyle Masters for the first time last year, and I wasn't as involved then as I am now. I volunteered to run the flight line, which is what I did. This year, we sort of packaged it all up for somebody else to pick it up if they wanted to do it. And nobody was coming forwards, and then the kids were miming, "Are we having a Freestyle Masters? Are we having a Freestyle Masters?" So we decided that we were going to do it. We weren't exactly inundated with offers for flying sites because, of course, it was embryonic last year and nobody really knew what the crack was. And then Gary and Bob came forward and said that we could use Langer, and we came down and sussed it out, and it has been a cracking weekend. I've had to have eyes in the back of my head with big silly people falling out of aeroplanes and parking on the end of the runway because it was the best view. But, however, what a turnout. 32 pilots we capped it at. And we got that in about 4 hours of the entry being open, including, of course, 4 kids and quite an extensive reserve list. 29 pilots turned out over the course of the weekend. So everybody that flew, you're in the top 29 freestyle pilots in the UK. But something happened last year, about June time, about Father's Day weekend. Some American kid came over to Western Park and showed you all what was possible. And that was after our Freestyle Masters last year, and it was evident over the course of this weekend that everybody had seen that and gone away and upped their game. Okay? It's not a sim, as we keep saying. We had to deliver this weekend, and most of you are show pilots, but when you fly at a display, of course, you're only flying to maybe 80% of your potential. You're up with other people, you've got a big crowd of people behind you, there's a commentator, but here, you can't leave anything in your locker. You know that as you go through. I think the winner had to fly 8 times or so, something like that, to get through the rounds of the knockout. We're still playing around with the format. We've had some good feedback. We've had a few teddies and dummies thrown around over the course of the weekend, but this is a harsh competition. Andy and I originally based it on the zone format of the helicopter competition, which is a knockout. This, to my recollection, is the only knockout competition for fixed wing models in the UK at this moment in time. You can see it as a feeder to XFC, but it is a freestyle competition. It's not a 3D competition, but you're probably going to have to do some 3D to win it. So we have very few restrictions and we have very few rules, but we've seen some exceptional flying over the course of the weekend, and you clearly are the top pilots in the UK. We've got a fantastic show season ahead of us, but this is a good season opener. A lot of people say, can we do something at the end of the year about October time? But personally, by the time I finished Simon's show at Edcorn, I was sodding glad the season had finished. I was knackered. So I don't know about doing anything at the end of the year, but it's always a possibility. Maybe a North-South League or something like this. We'll debrief, write this all up again for hand over to anybody that wants to pick it up or tap on a little bit of expertise, but I'm sure you'll all agree the people who remain here have all had a fantastic weekend. And you all deserve a round of applause. We've seen some exceptional flying. So of course this year we've all been quite heavily sponsored. Nexus has sponsored some trophies, AZ Aerosports and Global RC sponsored some prizes, as did Jetty UK and Steve at Prop Guy. And we filled the airfield. I think I'm right in saying you don't get this many people for your fly-ins and whatnot. So, and by and large we've kept it quite tidy. There are a few bags of rubbish, but I'm sure you'll take some home as well. I'm looking for Mr. Bardo, who was our chief judge. It's
Can I disappear?
He's a spooky. No, Paul, I'd like you to come and present some prizes. Including which, because I don't know who's won it yet. I do, however, know who's won the junior trophy. We had 4 juniors enter this year. Typical. We had 4 junior entrants made it into this year. I think I'm right in saying 2 17-year-olds, a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old or something like this. All of whom flew exceptionally well, let's have it. Even Tom, where's Tom Wood, who who was really competing in his first event of anything like this time, put out one of the UK's top IMAX flyers early on. But the highest placed junior was always going to be determined who was the last junior left standing in the competition. If they all went out at the same round, it was going to be the highest rank. But we had one junior get through to the last 6. So as highest placed junior and youngest competitor in the event, the winner for Freestyle Masters, highest placed junior, is Rory Tooley. Got a smile, Rory. Smile, Rory.
Well, none of us talk to you.
Here you go, mate. You get these 2. And you're going to have a few trinkets. Well done. There you go, pal. Get that falcon. Get that falcon prop on the back. Okay. Runner up then. What's this model?
Something really 3D.
Really 3D.
Really 3D.
A real 3D model. Over to Paul, because I don't know who's won that.
Yeah?
No?
Well, it was a bit of a shock, wasn't it, that these 2 went to the fly out again, the last 2. Repeat of last year, obviously, so there's obviously something wrong with you lot. I don't know why you 2 don't. You want to enter this event, you'd be quite good at it. Or did you?
That's all right. Wait till you all go.
Okay, yeah. But yet again, peaking 1 round too early, Stephen.
Well done, Steve.
Right on, Steve.
Cheers. Yeah, Stephen. As if you didn't have anything else to build. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers, guys.
Rory's made that.
So, what was his name?
Rory made that.
Oh yeah, this is from Rory's Stick Plane Enterprises, going to the winner as well.
Wrong colour.
Was it wrong colour? So yeah, again, gliding performance all weekend. Dean.
Well done, son. Well done.
Start of a legacy, Dean.
Speech.
Come on, say a few words like how good the judges
Would you
were.
like to thank anyone? I was born in. Well, I'd like to thank all 3 judges.
Someone has to. So I won it with Azza's playing as well.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to Azza. No, he got me out of shit. Thank you to all my sponsors, Mum and Dad, and everyone who organised this event. You know.
What about the Lord Almighty?
Thank the Lord for your blessing.
Me and James do see him.
That'll have to go on your cockpit, won't it?
You have to move that out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm live, so we can't edit that.
And the ball man next to him. Yes, I've noticed that everyone has improved massively. You know, it's good to see, especially Tom, Danny. You know, Tom, everyone. It's been great. So, see if I can hold it till next time. Thank you very much. Yeah, hold on.
You haven't got a good side.
These are yours too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, mate. Hey, Zed, you've got your pick up for that one.
Well done.
We need
Go back into stock tomorrow.
The record number of pilots attending, I think it was 30 pilots.
Come on, Paul!
It all comes down to 1.
Okay, so
Won't be the first time.
Freestyle Masters champion.
in parting, I mentioned at the pilots briefing yesterday about social media, and I know there's been a lot. My phone's been used mostly for random music and things like that, so I've not kept up with it just at the minute. As I said, if you are gonna big us up on social media, fantastic. Please remember the sponsors and the Langer Club that hosted the event. If you're gonna flame us on social media, his name's Paul Bardell. He was the chief judge, but I prefer you to have a conversation and try and remember what it is that we're trying to do. 32 entrants, most of the pilots in their teens or in their 20s, 4 juniors, which is probably more than the BMFA will have at any junior event through the course of the year. 32 entrants from the top UK freestyle pilots. Very few rules, very few restrictions, fantastic flying, nothing left in the locker. That's what you've got to take away from the Freestyle Masters. And every single person up their game, God knows what we're in do next year. Absolutely ridiculous amount of flying skills shown. Thank you once again to the Langer Club for allowing us to host it. Please do take the time before you leave to pick up any litter, take it away with you from the site. Help us get the banners in and the tables back over here if you're hanging around for a little bit. I'm on site picking up litter till tomorrow probably. But last round of applause for everybody involved and all the pilots. Thanks very much.